probably going to be having a very small live event in Indianapolis in the first week of October. That's all I can tell you. That's all I can tell you right now. So it will be a fundraiser for Partners in Health. It will be Pizzamas related. There are no tickets available, and we haven't even signed a contract yet, so I'm not guaranteed that this is even a thing. But I'm letting you know so that if you are close enough to that, maybe you can start making some plans to be in the evening of October, I think 5th. Again, don't take this as gospel. I think the evening of October 5th, we will be having a very small live event that will be expensive because it's a fundraiser, and it will be sort of like the last hurrah of Pizzamas of this year. That's our plan, because I'm going to be in Indianapolis definitely, but we're trying to get final logistics on the venue down. So just letting you, because you're a Hanks Channel viewer, know about that. Is there anything else I wanted to tell you while I'm here? What else has been going on? I'll open up my calendar. Not really. No. What's happening next week? What's going on next week? Calendar. Oh wow, my week's actually pretty free next week. Well, that Monday's a holiday. That's what's going on. That's what's happening. Oh, the other thing I wanted to tell you. This isn't that important, but both Dear Hank and John and SciShow Tangents that we recorded this week that come out on Monday are so good. So if you want to try either of those podcasts out, or you haven't in a while, if you don't like these ones, I mean, I learned so much on the Tangents episode, and John and I got loopy on Dear Hank and John. I think we had a lot of fun. That's all I wanted to say. That's everything. That's 100% of the things. I hope to see you in Montana at UM. I think that's going to be in the UC. But you can find information about that on MissoulaEvents.net or somewhere. I don't think it's ticketed. I think it's free. I paid for it. I'm not getting paid to do this. I wanted to do it. And then it's at, I think it's called what's the venue at MSU? I don't know. But you got some more time to figure that one out. It's in the middle of October. So that's after this maybe Pizzamas thing. Okay, this is enough rambling. Goodbye.
Good morning, Hank. It's Tuesday, and this is the first chapter of Turtles All the Way.
Sorry, getting emotional for some reason. Emotions are stupid.
They're not.
So we sent our daughter to her grandparents so that we could
Go thrifting and...
Well, I plan to cut to us singing Bohemian Rhapsody in the car.
Oh, mamma mia, mamma mia, mamma mia, let me go, mia.
Since our marriage is in tatters, I thought we would do an article I found. We'll do an article I found. 7 exercises to strengthen your relationship.
Crunches.
I knew this was coming. Sit-ups,
jacks,
push-ups.
Going for a walk.
I know everything you're going to say. We've been married for how many years?
It's almost 7.
Okay, so 1 exercise for almost every year we've been married. Hopefully by the time we're done with this, we will have saved our marriage. Let's pretend our marriage is in tatters for the story.
You always, you never.
Oh, you always and you never. Ah! No, but ongoing maintenance is important, and that's why we should do these things.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fine.
Jeez. Don't fight me. But first, we need to thank our sponsor, Bright Cellars.
Among my very favorites.
We're not actually drinking for a year, but my parents are. Transition to transition.
Having wine from all over the world delivered right to my front door has been a dream of mine for 47 years. Thanks, Bright Cellars.
You're welcome, shiny cabinets.
Not you.
Oh! I thought we were doing a thing.
Bright Cellars, they deliver the wine we're drinking. You're surrounded by it. You're reading it.
You mean the people that gave us that 7-question quiz to curate our taste palette?
You got it, Honey Bear.
Now, is Honey Bear a company too?
Nope.
Thanks, Syrup Squirrel. You know, these education cards for each bottle that outline tasting notes suggest pairings, best serving temps, plus their blog, Glass Half Full, which help improve wine knowledge.
That wasn't a complete sentence.
Are great.
For instance, I learned on the blog.
It's pronounced blog.
Nope. How wine tasting stimulates your brain more than algebra.
Algebra what?
I rest my case. Of wine. This wine is good.
Let's dance.
They have a concierge team to help with any questions about the wine, pause your subscription, or change address. If you keep rating your wines, the boxes will continue to improve. Packaging is completely recyclable, plastic-free, and the smallest carbon footprint in the industry. They are giving all of you a limited time offer of 50% off your first 6-bottle box. Click the link in the doobly-doo to get started, and thanks to Bright Sellers for supporting my channel. Now, to the first exercise on our list to strengthen our relationship. Identify at least 5 things your partner does to show love. You're always ready for a hug whenever I want it.
Aww.
You don't reject me. People I try to hug on the street,
They're never ready for
They're
a
never
hug.
ready.
You come up to me multiple times a day just to say you love me or offer me a compliment.
I do. Because I just don't have anything else to say.
We've run out of things to talk about.
You maintain the things I neglect, like my office. Like you totally remade the office. I would have left it in tatters, much like our marriage.
While Craig is out of town, update, renovation, remodel of his office space and bathroom. This room, it was kind of a yellow before. This closet, painted it black. New light fixtures, new desk, plants. Got these cabinets.
What?
You've scheduled doctor's appointments for me because I just don't.
Because you have to live forever.
That's true. Or my wardrobe, you'll buy clothes for me because I'll just let them fall apart. And you'll do it without me even asking.
Yeah.
That's great.
You look after my well-being and encourage me to do things that will help my mental health. Like if you see that I'm struggling or having a rough day, you'll be like, why don't you go for a walk around the block? Why don't you take a couple hours and do something for yourself? And
You usually
this is-
reject that.
I often reject it, but I'm trying to be more aware that like me going and taking care of myself allows me to be a more pleasant person to be around.
Yeah, but that's not why. I'm not saying, oh, you're unpleasant. You should
No,
improve
but
yourself. Do you think I should try, oh, you're unpleasant. Go improve yourself next time?
Probably.
Yeah. You do these stupid videos with me.
I do. I do that. You will tease in a good-natured way things that I am not good at keeping up with. Oh, you think the compost bin needs to go out?
So we have this little bin inside where we put our compost before we take it out to our big bin outside. It'll be mounded up on top, overflowing.
The lid won't close.
Eggshells, coffee grounds. Oh, you think the compost is ready to go out? And you'll be like, nah.
And you never get mad about it.
I just
but
make a
it's
joke.
funny, yeah, in a way that doesn't make me feel bad about it.
It's fun. It's fine.
Yep.
Take out the goddamn compost. No, just kidding. You will just be there if I need anything. Simple. I got an itch in my back. Can you get it?
Yep.
See? Like that.
Dude, you really have an itch?
No, but once you started doing that, I felt like 1,000 itches that you're getting. And they're good.
Anytime you're like, oh, can you scratch this? And then it moves.
Well, then you just discover that you actually have itches all over your
Now
body
I feel-
because our body's covered in mites
I feel itches.
and
No.
little
don't
organisms.
say mites. Don't say mites. Don't talk about mites.
Okay.
You will always do anything that I need you to do, even when you are doing your actual literal job. I'll be like upstairs with Ada, like giving her a bath, and then I'll need to go do something. Hey, can you come up here for a few minutes so I can go blah, blah, blah? You're never like, no, I'm too busy.
That's true, but sometimes when I do that, I think, man, it'd be cool to like build an office in the backyard.
So you're gone, yeah.
Or get an office somewhere. But I don't mind.
And we can't build an office in the backyard because of the setback requirements from our city. You're stuck in here with us.
Let's move to a new city. 2, hold hands. While holding hands, talk about something causing you stress and anxiety. Like a well-oiled machine. Just anticipate each other's every move. In the dance of love. Okay, getting videos done on time. Editing all of this footage. Because when I edit, I don't just like slap some footage together. When I make a cut, I layer it, crossfade it so that it doesn't have like an audio pop like right now. Like, do you notice how that my voice layered underneath the previous thing I said? Oh, you didn't notice because you're not watching the video.
I'm live. That was one of the first things that you taught me about your editing. I notice it in other people's videos all the time.
The audio pops.
Anytime there's an audio pop, I'm
Yeah.
like, ooh, you could have gotten rid of that.
Like right now? Yeah, it's important.
It is important.
A lot of people don't care, but I care about that. Well, thank you for holding hands and talking about my editing. Moving on. Oh, no. I'm just mulling over a screenplay for a movie I want to make in my head all the time. That should be fun, but like I want to make sure it's good. But also, I'm in my head about it too much. I should probably just start writing it, but I don't have time because I'm doing all the videos. But I'm going to take a little break next year from videos. What? So that I can work on that. Just being a good dad, have an interaction with Ada, and I'll worry about if that was the right thing to do. Then I think about how people say, well, if you're worrying about it, you're probably a good parent. So I'll just continue worrying, and then I'll be like, okay, cool, I'm worrying, I'm good.
You done?
Yes.
Parenting and worry about whether or not I'm doing a good job. It's so stressful trying to feed her. I know it's developmentally normal for her at this age. She doesn't eat mac and cheese, barely eat a chicken nugget, tater tots, grilled cheese sandwiches, peanut butter and jelly, and they have to eat every day. And she's got school coming up, and I'm
gotta hold hands.
I'm sorry.
Let's do some research, and let's do some meal planning again. Tell her the plan.
Maybe.
It's, I'm trying to think of an alliteration. It's Mastacholi Monday.
Nope. My hope is that when she's in a school setting, I'm not there to receive her critiques in real time, that she will eat more. It's so stressful.
It's gonna be fine.
Okay, thanks.
For real, I bet she'll be fine when you're not there.
I bet she will.
Yeah. But there, did that make you feel better?
It did make me feel better.
Good.
Did it make you feel better?
Yes. Pick something to read to the other. Then take time to talk about why you selected that thing.
I feel a little embarrassed. It's not from a book that I have read. I was looking up things and this one spoke to me, but it's also from a romance novel. I like a good romance novel, but I don't know anything about this one, so I don't even know if it's like a good book. Blue-Eyed Devil, which you are, because you have
brown eyes.
Brown eyes.
So it's a romance novel you haven't read about someone with different color eyes than me.
Yes.
Okay.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
I feel so silly. I no longer believed in the idea of soulmates or love at first sight, but I was beginning to believe that a very few times in your life, if you were lucky, you might meet someone who was exactly right for you. Not because he was perfect or because you were, but because your combined flaws were arranged in a way that allowed two separate beings to hinge together.
It's great.
Thanks.
That's how I feel.
We're similar in really important ways and different in really convenient ways.
Yes, this is a scene I think about pretty often from a movie I love. And I'm gonna have to try to read it without getting emotional. As Good as It Gets, starring Helen Hunt and Jack Nicholson. I think I made you watch it. Did you like it?
I think I did.
I'm not like Jack Nicholson in this movie at all. But the idea is the same. I've got a really great compliment for you. And it's true. I'm so afraid you're about to say something awful. Don't be pessimistic. It's not your style. Anyway, here goes. I've got this, ailment. My doctor, the shrink I used to go to all the time, says that in 50 to 60% of cases, a pill really helps. I hate pills. I hate them. I'm using the word hate about pills. My compliment to you is the night after you came over and said that you would never, well, you were there. You know what you said. Anyway, the very next morning, I started taking the pills. I don't quite get how that's a compliment for me. You make me want to be a better man. I knew I was going to get emotional. That's maybe the best compliment of my life. Maybe I overshot a little because I was aiming at just enough to keep you from walking out. You just make me want to be a better person. Okay, now let's say bad things about each other.
Annoying habits of yours that create occasional conflict. Of the two of us in this relationship, I am the one with more annoying habits. So it's really hard to pick one. Also, I'm not saying that I don't also do this thing. Okay. When you are preparing food, splatters or drips or coffee grounds get onto the counter and the surfaces. You don't clean them up right away. You'll always come back and do it like at the end of the day.
I'm splattery. I'm messy.
But then it says to think about a positive trait that might explain. I think you just have other more important things on your mind. You're thinking about the work that you need to do.
Mostly, I think I'm just reckless. Do you have another one? Or should I do one?
There's only one.
Oh.
That's it. So
well,
you can go through your list of 15.
I had trouble narrowing it down to 2, but no, I don't think you have more than I do. But anyway.
I think I do.
Looking at your phone when I want to talk. That's one. I'll often start saying something.
And then you will stop, and then you'll start again.
I'll start over, and I'll start over until I wait until you're paying attention. And then you'll pay attention, and then I'll start talking, but then you'll look at your phone in the middle of it, and I'm like, dang. But positively, often you're doing research about something that will make our lives better, like something to buy or a parenting method or something.
Sometimes I'm just looking at dumb though.
Sure, we all are. And I'm also guilty of it. You don't always pick the poop up in the backyard. I sometimes have to poop in the backyard. Yeah. And you don't pick up my poop.
I don't.
See? That's annoying. Should have married someone who would pick up my poop. No, Our dog's poop.
Our dog, yeah.
I'll pick up her poop and throw it away because otherwise I'm worried we'll forget about it and then we won't know where it is.
No, I don't forget about it. I have a running list in my head of like, okay, she pooped over there.
Yeah.
She pooped by this tree. I have plans to go out and pick them all up later.
But not every time.
Sometimes I do forget. I always remember there's
many?
poop out there that I haven't picked up.
Positive spin on that. You're getting up in the morning and you're usually in the middle of preparing a meal for Ada before she wakes up or something. You have a limited amount of time. Prioritize our kid over poop in our yard.
I'm gonna walk all the way to the front of the house to get my shoes, then go out, pick up the poop, and then come back and then have to put my shoes away.
I just thought of a solution. Poop shoes in the back.
Poop shoes.
Yeah, poop shoes.
I'll have some poop shoes in the
Poop
back.
shoes and a poop bin.
Poop shoes and a poop bin.
Yeah, that's the name of this
then
video.
The poop bin will get smelly and it will smell up the backyard.
There'll be a cover on it. If it gets
I mean,
smelly, then we will stop.
Okay.
I think I have a great idea.
Poop shoes and a poop bin.
That was a great idea, Craig.
Great idea,
You solved
Craig.
the problem.
Great idea, Craig. You came up with something that could solve the problem. We'll have to test it and see.
Yep.
We'll have to test it and see.
Yes.
Okay. Poop shoes and a poop bin.
We'll have to test it and see. That was your wedding vows.
Okay.
Oh, we got to get through this. I have a lot of editing to do. Oh, geez. Share your perfect day. Sleep in as much as needed. Walk around Madison, downtown. Get breakfast and lunch at different places. Go to the arcade. Go to the bar. Go to music stores. Shopping. If you want to go shopping, go shopping.
Mm-hmm.
Get massages. Go to a movie. Dinner at an amazing restaurant. And Ada is either with us having fun or she's not there. Bed at a hotel right where we end up. You don't have to worry about driving at all.
Yeah.
All day.
I love that. Okay. On a trip somewhere, awesome. Wake up with everybody in a decently good mood. Ada. Someone else to do the mental labor of packing any things that we might need for a day out. Breakfast or brunch. And then I would want to walk around like exploring that new city, little shops and boutiques, a park to let Ada play, or maybe an outdoor picnic, or eat lunch at like an outdoor like cafe. Then go back to wherever we're staying, because I think we'll all be kind of tired. We put Ada to bed, play a board game, or do a puzzle while we're listening to music. Or if we weren't tired, have a babysitter magically. Then me and you go out for a couple hours by ourselves and like explore the nightlife of this city.
So basically, we just need to go on a vacation and find a babysitter.
And everybody needs to be in a good mood.
Ada.
Ada.
6. So we got to stand, put our hands on each other's heart, and stare at each other for a minute.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Mm-hmm. Did you read the thing?
No.
You're supposed to put right hand on the partner's chest, left hand over their hand.
Okay, 1 minute. Stop laughing. I can't feel your heart.
I'm dead inside.
Still not sure if I'm feeling your heart.
Am I alive?
Pretty sure you're dead.
Well, I'm dead.
Well, you're dead. I married a ghost.
Woo!
Okay. Do a little. Write down 3 things about your partner for which you feel grateful.
Okay. I'm that.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Wow.
I'm grateful for your devotion to your family and your kid. You have really strong desires for yourself, for your work and your career, and you have things that you are working towards, but you're also always making sure, especially Ada is the priority, and that you're getting enough time with her, and you will step away from things to play with her and spend quality time with her.
We just watched Ratatouille in a park. That was awesome.
You guys had a great time.
Yes, we did. I'm grateful that you take ownership over all the important stuff that I wouldn't. Painting the house, yard stuff, buying appliances and caring about appliances around the house, home stuff that we're supposed to care about, legally we're supposed to care about, doctor visits, and the basic life maintenance things that I ignore.
I do think about sometimes, like, if I died, how long would it take him to realize you have to put more pellets in the water softener? Like,
I'd probably move to an apartment.
yeah. I am grateful for your calm and level-headed nature when I am dealing with frustration or anger or anxiety. You very, very seldom rise to meet me in that like anxious or angry place. And it's really helpful.
I always try to be aware of tone and energy level. Versus what's actually being said. We're kind of up here right now. Maybe we should be down here.
Yeah. I do not subscribe to astrology, but I am the Scorpioist Scorpio that ever Scorpioed. And you are the Librest Libra that's ever Librid. Yeah.
All about balance. If I think energy's low, I'm also like, I think we should be bringing it up here.
Uh-huh. And you're about fairness.
I'm grateful for your humor. I'm constantly making jokes and you're right there with me.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody's right there with me.
I'm grateful for your humor.
Oh, yeah? Yeah.
Because you're really great at injecting fun into just everyday moments. I also really like seeing Ada develop her own sense of humor that really strongly mirrors yours. And she puts her own spin on it, but like...
She's hilarious.
She's definitely...
Sorry, getting emotional for some reason. Emotions are stupid.
They're not.
I'm grateful that you tolerate my stupid musings, my ideas about movies or random things about the news, rants about something, and you tolerate them. Sometimes you look at your phone.
Sometimes I do.
I don't know if you agree or not, but it's fine.
Doesn't matter.
You're there for it, so that's good.
Yeah.
So how you feel? Do you
Great.
feel like our relationship is stronger?
Yes. Do you feel like our relationship is stronger?
I don't know if it feels stronger. I feel less stress about the things that we're stressed about.
Yeah, I just always feel good when we've had an opportunity to sit down and talk for a while.
Yeah, because we never do that, and I don't think a lot of people do that.
It's easy to not, especially parenting a young child. It's like the days are kind of like routine, and it doesn't involve a lot of back and forth about our thoughts and feelings.
This is important. People should do this more.
People should do this.
Maybe you'll get along better.
Just talk to each other, okay?
That's it. Thank you for watching. I do a newsletter every Tuesday. Two's Better newsletter. Do you read that newsletter?
I do. And I really enjoyed last week when it was the Thurs Better Nurs letter. We were traveling.
That's true.
Oh, it was really funny.
I also do a podcast with my friend Greg called Two Guys Talking About Lettuce.
I also listen to that.
You do.
It's great.
You legitimately listen to that. Thanks to Bright Sellers for sponsoring this video, and to my parents just being you, being naturally who you are on video.
That is who they are.
Yep, I don't script it or anything.
Nope, I'm gonna go to an antique store.
Is that a euphemism?
No, I'm gonna go look at antiques.
What does that mean?
Old furniture and stuff.
I'm trying to read into that. I can't get it. I don't get anything.
Knickknacks.
What'd you call me?
Old ones.
I am older than you.
Well, read into it what you want.
I will, and I feel terrible.
That's how we want to leave this. Yeah.
But you make me want to be a better man. Do I make you want to be a better woman?
Yeah.
Do I make you feel like a natural woman? You make me feel. You make me feel. You make me feel like a natural woman. Go to your antique store.
This episode is supported by Ren, a website with a monthly subscription that helps fund projects to combat the climate crisis. Click the link in the description to learn more about how you can make a monthly contribution to support projects like rainforest protection programs. Since almost the beginning of commercial oil production, engineers have had a problem with things living in the oil reservoirs. Not around the reservoirs, we're talking microorganisms living inside the blob of oil hundreds of meters below the surface. Until recently, it was thought that these critters had just caught a ride down there from the surface on some drilling equipment, but it appears that some have actually been down there for a long, long time. And through a combination of home renovation and a special kind of digestion, these tiny critters can show us just how hardy life can be. Now, when I say oil reservoir, some people might have a picture that pops in their mind of like the pump jack or the oil rig, but that's just the machinery sitting above the reservoir. The oil reservoir itself is underground and formed out of a pocket or series of gaps in the rock. Sometimes these can be pretty close to the surface, but many are deep underground, as far as 5.5 kilometers. In addition to oil, the reservoir has a fair amount of water, either as a separate layer below the oil or mixed up up with the oil in the form of isolated tiny bubbles, since oil and water, can't mix fully. And it's on those borders between the oil and the water where microbes can live. We're talking bacteria, as well as another group of organisms called archaea. Now, some species definitely arrived after humans breached the ecosystem, because to free up the oil, drilling crews sometimes have to pump water or gas down into the wells, and outside microbes can get swept along for those rides. But other microbes were likely there before humans even existed. Oil deposits get their start when dead organisms like algae settle at the bottom of a body of water and then get buried under layers upon layers of sediment. Over millions of years, the molecules in their dead bodies break down and turn into oil or gas. But if some organisms were buried alive, their descendants could have survived in those reservoirs anywhere from the 10 to 180 million years it took for humans to dig them up. This hypothesis might seem a little far-fetched, but scientists have also discovered microbes living over 2 kilometers beneath the ocean floor. On the other hand, species could also have arrived before humans discovered the oil reservoir if seawater or fresh water from an aquifer somehow got inside. Scientists are still working to figure out the origin story of these critters, and they're also working on how they managed to survive their toxic, acidic, high-pressure, and pitch-black home, which also has very little water. And thanks to minerals leaching from the rocks, what water they do have access to is 3 to 6 times saltier than seawater. And being that far below the ground, it's also hot! Deep oil reservoirs can reach temperatures above 150 degrees Celsius. Even the most heat-loving microbes, like the ones that live in Yellowstone's geysers, tend to die when it hits 120 degrees. But some, if not all of these microbes, have figured out a special way to survive the harsh conditions around them. Instead of just freely floating around willy-nilly, they've actually built their own protective form of housing. They're called biofilms, mat-like structures that microbial colonies create by excreting proteins and other compounds. It's basically like if you and your family could just build your own house out of your snot. These biofilms protect microbes from their environment by keeping excess salt away or by forming a kind of heat shield. They can even create community homes where multiple species help each other survive. And they can also break the oil glob into smaller bits so that the microbes can eat. Many of these species produce the energy their single-celled bodies need by breaking down the hydrocarbon molecules in oil. Those are the ones made up primarily of carbon and hydrogen, like propane or octane. Meanwhile, other species get their energy by performing chemical reactions with smaller compounds like sulfates or nitrates. Sulfate, for instance, is a chemical consisting of 1 sulfur atom and 4 oxygen, so while human cells get their energy by converting sugar molecules into carbon dioxide and water, these little critters change sulfate into compounds like hydrogen sulfide. In fact, some microbes eat so much that oil engineers often have to account for their digestion when setting up a drilling operation. For instance, they might monitor how much sulfate is in the water they inject into the reservoir, because if those sulfate-eating microbes make too much hydrogen sulfide, it can corrode the oil rig's steel and even poison human workers. Or alternatively, they might have a more direct hand in what microbe populations are allowed to live down there. They can disinfect the reservoir with certain chemicals, or even stimulate microbe growth by pumping in extra nutrients. That's because in some cases, the chemicals the microbes give off can actually help the oil flow up to the surface more easily. So depending on the species that's already in a given well, engineers might purposefully introduce new microbes to increase oil production. As for how much humans are messing up these microbial homes, there hasn't been a lot of research, but there are hints that our meddling can influence which species thrive over time. For example, one analysis of the Halfdan oil field off the coast of Denmark found that after people started drilling there, slow-growing oxygen-shy species that had once been dominant were pushed out by oxygen-loving hotshots. Studying these little guys is really fascinating, both because of their incredible backstory and because it's yet another example of an ecosystem affected by humans using fossil fuels. But it also makes us think a little. Oil drilling can seem so artificial, like such a modern human invention. So when life shows up, we assume it's interrupting us, but no, it is actually us who is interrupting them. Thanks for watching this SciShow video, and thank you to Ren for supporting it. Ren is a website that helps fund projects that combat the climate crisis, like protecting the Amazon rainforest. Ren is currently raising funds to protect biodiversity, prevent deforestation, and promote indigenous land rights. And of course, that biodiversity includes microbes. Using satellite and drone monitoring technology, indigenous Amazonians in the Tacuna community of Buen Jardín de Callao in Peru can detect deforestation early and protect their rainforest before it disappears. This project provides the technology to combat illegal logging. That means saving the trees that absorb around 350 million metric tons of atmospheric carbon dioxide every year. Once you sign up to make a monthly contribution to projects like this one, you'll receive monthly updates on their progress. You'll get to see the good that you are doing and what your money is being spent on. You can start helping today by learning more at ren.co. But you will not be alone in this effort. We have partnered with Ren to plant 10 additional trees for the first 100 people who sign up using the referral link in the description down below.
Hi, mister. Would you like to buy some flowers? Please?
Get out of my face, Nord trash.
Oh, okay.
You a dark elf lover? Get out of our city, you filthy piece of shit.
It's been a while since we've done a genuine Skyrim region log video on the channel. I won't count Solstein because the majority of you had prompt reactions to a certain, We also had our friend DDM create a plugin that resets our skills to level 1 every 5 seconds. What the fuck, bro? This is ass! Yeah, yeah, we'll rework this one and try it at a later date. I thought to myself, why not bring this series back to its rags to riches roots by starting in the not racist town of Windhelm, filled with a welcoming population of not racist, proud individuals who want nothing but the not racist best for everyone who sets foot in their not racist town. Today I'm going to be confining myself to the city of Windhelm and showing you just how much fun you can possibly squeeze out of this snowy northern town split into two sides. In this guide, you'll be learning how to survive in Windhelm as a dark elf using unique survival skills like junk fishing, market exploitation, and petty thievery. We're also going to be doing a deep dive into the single wildest quest ever featured in this series, a quest notably known to many as the most broken quest in all of Skyrim. All this and more in an effort to once again answer the question, can you play Skyrim without leaving Windhelm? Okay, so let's talk about the mammoth in the room here. The Nords of Windhelm, they don't like dark elves. Almost to the point where you'd think that most of them had their entire worldview shaped by their first playthrough of Morrowind. No, not that they believed melee weapons are made of air. More so, I'm thinking in line with...
Peasant, go away. Filthy sweat. Speak quickly, Outlander, or go we end all talk now. You have no manners.
Ah, yeah, that stuff. Look, we could get into a whole manner of arguments on the racial politics of the Elder Scrolls universe, but to sum it all up for you if you want the short version... Hi, excuse me, Mr. Howard?
Yes.
How much racism did you want us to put in this game again?
Yes.
So there you have it. Everyone hates everyone in these games, and usually for incredibly stupid reasons, and there's no need to single out any— oh my god, they are just Morrowind players.
So how's it going, rightful owners of Skyrim? I hope you're sticking it to the Empire.
Putting all that to the side, you've just landed yourself in this city, so walk about, see what you might find.
Wow, I can't wait to meet all sorts of new, kind people.
Maybe the reason these Greyskins don't help in the war is because they're Imperial spies. Someone's being attacked.
You have committed crimes against Skyrim and her people.
Ugh, Nords, am I right? You know a Nord that isn't rude? That's right, it's today's video sponsor, NordVP.
You know, I've never actually been into the Windhelm jail, and I gotta say, aesthetically, this is by far the scariest jail in all of Skyrim. They've got a torture device in the corner, loose buckets. Oh god, they have loose buckets. Yeah, it's not a torture device, it's actually, Ulfric is really into BDSM.
Alright, rough start. You've already been to jail, but as we've learned by now, when you have absolutely no clothes, cash, or self-esteem left, going to prison is technically profitable in this game because you'll come out with some rags and a lockpick.
And we got a free lockpick. How do you get a free lockpick just for going to jail? Do they give it to every prisoner and just dare them? Hey, break out if you want to try it.
Not everyone in Windhelm totally sucks, by the way. You'll find some hidden gems.
You one of those Skyrim for the Nords types?
Yes, outsiders like me have no place here. I'll just accept it.
Then you're a fool.
Okay, never mind. This guy sucks too. Now, he does have a quest, but it'll take us out of town, so no go there. And you know, to be frank, Windhelm is a city that I've barely spent any time in during casual playthroughs. I don't know a whole lot about this place other than Ulfric and that kid who makes a custom Ouija board.
Try some blood and fear.
Just start dumping it everywhere. He still hasn't noticed. He's so committed to this prayer.
I'm gonna keep it real with everyone. This is the 4th main Skyrim city in this series, and aside from a few activities, steer clear. This place is certified boring, but our goal here is to extract as much fun as we can, so here's how you can start, I guess. Meet Revan. He's located in the Grey Quarter, which is where, you guessed it, all the Dark Elves live. They really lay it on thick here, don't they? The Grey Quarter is located just south of the Stone Quarter, and slightly east of the actually, I have a Dark Elf friend, so quarter. Revan is a shopkeeper in town, and your first important point of contact. He's got a quest involving someone who sold him a stolen ring, and instead of just, you know, returning the item to its rightful owner, he'd rather do the normal thing and hire this random guy who just teleported here to break into the victim's house and stash the ring.
She'd go to the Jarl if she knew I was even remotely involved.
Alright, he makes a fair point. Stash the ring, return to Revan, and damn, 400 gold as a quest reward. Alright, this is more than enough gold to get started with the strategy we haven't used in quite a bit. We're gonna steal some speech experience. Of course, bouncing between paying for speech, pickpocketing, and just going between the two constantly, you'll eventually become a suave talker. Now, hey, don't go too crazy stealing speech experience, alright? Remember, aside from an assault charge, we've still got a pretty clean record, and we always want to start these adventures looking for good, honest, fair work. So grab yourself a fishing rod and head down to the docks, because we're finally gonna do it in this series. We're finally gonna make our fortune as an honest laborer. We're not gonna fall prey to any cheap money tactics or game-breaking loops. This is the video where we finally get to say,
we're here to teach you a lesson.
Oh fuck, not again. No, oh my god, why every video do we have to go through this? The guards won't do anything. All I have is my fucking fishing rod. All I have is my fishing rod. We can get out of this fight. I'm gonna win this fight easily. One down. Burn. Only a matter of time. You walked yourself into this mess.
Put that down.
Okay, if you say so, officer. In an effort to find some form of lawful work, I also pilfered as many salt piles and raw food as I could beforehand, thus leading to these guys attacking me. You might say that that's theft, but once you combine the stolen ingredients to create something new, everyone knows it's finders keepers at that point, and you've wiped your slate clean of any wrongdoing. Might as well grab any leather strips and smithing materials you find along the way too. I shouldn't have to say this, but these rules do not apply in real life. You can't just steal wood supply from a carpentry store, build furniture using that material, and sell rocking chairs on the internet to launder the stolen goods. Unless, look, all I'm saying is if you do go out and steal raw materials for processing into goods, that's kinda sick, not gonna lie, but I bear no responsibility for the rise in wicker-based crime sweeping the nation. This makes us 4 for 4 in getting attacked by hired thugs in every single one of these videos. Of course, a great catalyst for your bank account, but isn't there just so much more honor in being a chef? Cooking up your raw ingredients and fish for a nice little 17 gold coins. And thus, all dreams of being a fish chefferman have gone out the window. Genuine question, but how in the fuck does anyone outside of the tavern owners in this universe make a living fishing, cooking, or hunting? I'm baffled. See, what you'll learn quickly about fishing in Skyrim, the real treasure isn't the fish. No, screw that. Fishing is out. Junking is in. It's always the Arctic grayling. There's gotta be something else out here. Whoa, what, do you see that? Those are illegal fish maneuvers. Reprimand that salmon. Once you've caught several fish, you can feel free to either sell them or just deposit them in the nearest trash bin, because while you might think that you've reached the end of this day's haul when you start casting your line out only to retrieve a bucket, lantern, or any of the other weapons in the board game Clue, you've actually just begun the real grind of hunting for weapons, armor, and most importantly, enchanted items. Whoa, here we go! Hide boots. Okay, we got some armor. We can sell boots for more than we can sell fish for, which is really stupid, really dumb that fishing is more profitable if you don't catch fish. Steal. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Son, we're going out fishing this weekend. All right, Pa. Are we going for pike? Salmon? Walleye? Nah. I wouldn't normally suggest fishing for 30 minutes straight, as most people don't have a Twitch chat that they can talk to the whole time to keep them distracted from the monotony of watching the exact same animation over and over and over again. Although people do still play RuneScape for a reason. I've railed on the fishing addition to this game quite a bit in the past, but I think I've found a new appreciation for it when hunting for decent loot, as the reward isn't awful and I can sit back and regale an audience with enchanting rants about QVC advertisements. After a half hour, your inventory should look something like this. Now, out of all this junk, the best items that you'll find are Enchanted Rings. They're quite powerful and they sell for a good amount. Overall, this will net you a few hundred gold, but more importantly, the disenchantable items for your future business. More on that later. There's 2 enchanting tables, one in the marketplace and one in the palace. You should take at least one trip to the palace though, because nothing says anarchy like aimlessly walking about a place you clearly don't belong in. 2 military commanders discussing secret battle plans, and just some random schmuck walks in here with the fishing rod. Oh god, am I in trouble?
No lollygagging.
Thank god I'm only breaking and entering, not lollygagging.
I do the cooking and...
He seemed so excited though to tell me about his job. I do the cooking and cleaning. Isn't that fun? No, it's not. Now all I need's a soul gem. I don't think they're filled. Oh,
Did you not see that? Now that you've learned a few enchantments, you can head back to the marketplace where we're gonna really get started with the—
Hold it there. Keep your distance.
You want to be a cop in this town? Well, first things first. No one appreciates your work. At least not here. Not looking like that, rookie. Why am I a skooma addict, you might ask? No, it's not because I'm a dark elf. Shut up. Let me take you back to that day. The day it all happened. What happened to her butt? Is that what's been happening to the person I've been pickpocketing this whole time? It was supposed to be a simple job. Easy job. Anything but.
Looks like she was stabbed and then cut apart.
First victim was a young adult female. I arrived on scene and professionally examined the cadaver. Oh, damn. Ooh, that's rough. Hey, she has 8 gold. And some booze. All right. I am collecting evidence. It's part of the investigation. Initial witness investigation was interesting. It's tough to stay professional in that kind of environment.
But I did notice that her coin purse was still intact, so whoever did this wasn't after gold.
I noticed that as well.
I thought I saw a fellow running away, but didn't get a good look at him.
You have the squarest head I think I've ever seen. Is that Steve from Minecraft? He's undercover.
I heard a scream and came running, but she was already like this when I got here.
You guys are useless. You didn't add anything to the conversation at all.
If you think you can do better than the Legion of Guards, be my guest.
You bet your ass I wanted that job. Head investigator, a title you could hang up on your wall. I wanted to flip that script that dark elves couldn't hold positions of power here. Change the narrative, so to speak. I certainly was qualified. We've assigned you our top operative on this mission. He's caught over 500 pounds worth of equipment. Buckets, bottles, and trash out of the river. Our carbon footprint has dropped 50% since he's arrived.
If you offer your aid, I gladly accept. The guards will be told to assist you as necessary.
Now there's one problem with this story so far, Rook. Something that ain't adding up. It's way too long to keep this film noir bit up the entire time, so let's get back to the normal stuff. It appears that there is blood on this tablet. Ooh, yes, now that is way more my style. Where were we? Here we go. You might be thinking the next best step is to continue chasing leads like talking to the medical examiner. Have you noticed anything strange about the body?
Well, she's dead.
This isn't a joking matter, Helgrid.
Well, the ancient Nords used these kinds of curved blades when they embalmed their dead.
It's an embalming tool. It's the blacksmith. 100%.
Dude, aren't you like an expert on Skyrim? How do you not know who it is right away?
Shut up. Shut up. Don't even go there. Okay, so, I mean, she died here. Why was there like an explosion of blood here? You'll eventually learn there's no point in talking to any witnesses, guards, or doing any sort of real investigation. In fact, you might think the people of Windhelm deserve all of this for missing the easiest lead in serial killer investigation history. So did she get shot? It looks like they used a shotgun. Like, bam! She got blasted here. 12 gauge. I feel like this was the most obvious lead, yet none of us followed it. God, this is the worst group of guards ever. Another explosion. What happened? She lost like 2 liters of blood every 10 feet. Continue following the most obvious trail of evidence in forensics history until you reach the most obvious serial killer house in serial killer history. What is this house? All right, this is eerie. This is very creepy. They really should have hired an interior decorator. You know, just because you're a psychopathic serial killer doesn't mean that you can't afford a vacuum. I don't know, get one of those handheld Swiffers, knock some of the cobwebs out of here. Don't they have house inspections or something in this city? I don't know, like a homeowners association? This is actually how I stored my pots and pans when I was in college. The shelf is filled with more of these butcher flyers from around the city. One pile looks misshapen. I missed it here, but that misshapen pile of flyers is important. We'll have to come back later. Open the closet back panel into Dennis Reynolds' lovemaking room, where you'll come across a notebook containing some really vague, ooh, I'm a mage and I'm killing people for a complex spell mumbo jumbo. Chat with It's Not Delivery, It's DiGiorno regarding the evidence, and I guess case closed? Really? The court mage? It's so underwhelming. Not to mention, it just makes absolutely no sense. There's no evidence. We didn't find anything. There's no proof. It was just a notebook about magic. What if the notebook was about hull repair on a dinghy? Would we go out to the wharf and arrest every single sailor that's out there?
That's quite an accusation. I assume you have proof?
We have evidence of necromancy and found his amulet. When did I find his amulet? See, that's the thing. I never did. The law in Windhelm is applied shakily at best.
Woundfirth shall be apprehended.
What? That's it? You're gonna have to fight back that feeling of disappointment because this isn't everything this quest has in store, but I can't quite spoil it yet.
What is the meaning of this?
We are wise to your scheming, you coward.
Has the whole city lost their brains?
Make your excuses from the Bloodworks, wizard. Get him out of my sight. Yes, sir.
In the meantime, while you enjoy the spoils of being known as the guy who brought down the butcher, this guard's an idiot. I'm getting you out of here.
You're a bad sneak.
Hey, douchebag, I just unlocked your cell.
I'd explain my research, but you'd just be confused.
Why are you insulting me? I'm trying to free you. There really aren't any. Nobody seems to care in this town. You should be at a point where you can craft enchanted items for sale. Remember that business we were talking about before? I won't sugarcoat this part. What I'm about to show you is my incredibly boring and tedious method of crafting grinding in Windhelm. To make things a bit more interesting, let's extrapolate at the end and see how long it'd take us to become a millionaire. This loop doesn't necessarily destroy the game, it just turns it into Quick Loading Simulator 2022. You'll start by heading back to our friend Revan, buying several filled petty soul gems, petty and filled being the modus operandi here. If Revan doesn't have any, quick save, punch him in the face, quick load, and his inventory will reset. You might think that's cheap, but I think since it achieves the same effect as just waiting for 24 to 72 hours in game, but a bit quicker, it's fair play. You won't be loaded at this point, and the first few runs might not net you a profit, but stack as many soul gems as you can afford while leaving a few hundred gold left over. After that, you have two options: the fast, expensive, good for grinding experience way, and the slower, significantly cheaper, good for your wallet path. The fast way is to just buy iron ingots straight up from the blacksmith. The slow way, that saves quite a lot of money, is to buy all of the blacksmith's iron ore and do that face-punchy, quick-loady thing again. Turning the ore into ingots will save you roughly 12 gold for each ingot you make. Make sure to snag some leather or animal pelts to make into leather strips too. Now you can start crafting battle axes. I chose battle axes just because I found that those had the best overall yield in terms of profit for each run, but I'm no expert and I could be completely wrong. I had a lot of people telling me to try out daggers, but I just found personally that battle axes gave me a decent amount of cash back. And this isn't a scientific process, so I don't feel like proving myself wrong here. Now you've got some battle axes, pop over to the enchanting table in the corner, get really cracked at navigating this menu, and enchant all of your battle axes. Sell them, and start the entire process over again. Like I said, not too fun. Even more not fun because I spent hours doing this until enchanting level 100. It's finally over. We finally made it to 100 enchanting. You won't even start profiting much until you get several speech perks under your belt either, so make sure to take some breaks in between all the crafting to pickpocket Revan's knowledge on human interaction. If you need a quick boost though, you could just donate to the racist at the front gate who kindly greets you when you first get into town.
Oh, thank you. Divines bless your kind heart. Good day.
This will grant you a bonus in persuasion, increasing your speech by 10 points. So how long does it take to become a millionaire with this method? We'll answer that question in a bit, because you just heard the squelch of another blade writhing inside of someone's torso. You can't leave the game, Rook. What do you mean this isn't my actual voice? Shut up, I'm doing...
She's realized you really are brain damaged.
What are we doing? Is anybody gonna say anything, or are we just gonna look? I tend to think it's a little weird. I mean, checking one time that, they're not breathing anymore, that's fine. But just kind of hovering about, it's weird.
Keep your hands to yourself.
Me? Me! Oh my god. The fastest I've ever quick saved in my life. Me. They're feeling up a dead body right now.
Captain Lonely Gale has been avoiding me. I just know it.
Aren't you dialed in on all the murders? And we had a conversation in the book. I thought we were a team.
The townsfolk call me captain because I used to be a sailor.
Captain Lonely Gale has been avoiding me. I just know it.
Something's not adding up here. I love this game. Much to my shock, the zero evidence that we had to incriminate the mage actually turns out he's not the killer.
You said the city was safe now. How could this have happened?
Literally the furthest thing from what actually happened. I tried to free the guy. In fact, I did free him, but you must have gaslit him into believing he's actually the killer because he didn't want to escape. Okay, first off, don't put words in my mouth. I never said the city was safe. Secondly, I've already caught the murderer. I just had to wait for weird arbitrary forces in our universe that would allow me to tell you that I found the murderer. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that. You can find the real culprit on accident. I was poking around everyone's houses looking for some soon-to-be legal raw materials and stumbled upon this chest up the stairs in Calixto's house. The smoking gun to solve the entire case, but Windhelm law doesn't work that way. When the evidence is shaky, throw him directly in the slammer. No trial. Clear and concise. We're gonna need to let a few things play out, you know, lots of red tape involved. Alright, well, even though I already presented the evidence to Woundfirth when I first found it, you'll have to chat with him to continue the investigation that you've already solved. I should point out here as well that a lot of people don't even get to this point in the quest. You can look online, just type in blood on the ice bugs, and you'll find a bunch of threads, forum posts, and just a whole bunch of people complaining about how broken this quest is and how hard it is to set up and continue playing.
Looks like you aren't such a sharp investigator after all.
If I did not need you?
What made you think I was to blame in the first place?
Sorry! I have very limited dialogue options in this quest.
What exactly did this amulet look like?
Wouldn't know, still haven't found it. I guess Calixto was wrong. When did we consult Calixto? Here's where the brokenness of this quest really shines. I never actually talked to Calixto, but apparently the quest just kind of assumes that you've A, found the amulet, and B, brought it to Calixto. Although, I never noticed anything that would have pushed me towards bringing it to Calixto to begin with. But none of this should fucking matter, because I fucking went into his place and found the fucking chest with all the fucking evidence in it, and he's guilty, and I know that—
Keep watching the Stone Quarter tomorrow night. That's almost certainly where the killer will strike next.
Oh, bravo, Woundfirth. Yeah, just solved the whole mystery for you. Unbelievable that he gets to sit here in his cell and act like he did something. I solved the mystery. It's my case. Regardless, put your pride aside and go out on patrol near the marketplace. Prepare yourself for the dumbest murder scene to ever play out in any medium I have ever watched, played, or listened to. What? Catch the murderer? What did I just miss? What? Who's dead? Oh God, I was wandering through. How did I miss him? Hold on. Wait a sec. I'm not letting him get away with this. You mean to tell me that the mastermind serial killer nicknamed The Butcher, who just the mere mention of their name strikes fear in every single person in town, who the guards claim they're stretched too thin to chase after, who lives in a dilapidated McMansion, that same mansion not available on any registry in town because I don't think registries exist, although they probably should in a city with a population of 56, who poses as a museum curator and who's built a reputation around town for months, keeping every citizen sleeping with one eye open, just up and says, screw it, and kills someone in the middle of the day. No one chases after them, no one mentions it. What is going on here? This can't get any dumber, can it? Is he just running back to his house? He was doing so well. He was really good at this. Like, come on, man. I know where your house is. Calm down. Okay.
What did I ever do to you?
Maybe he's also investigating. I think there's more to this story than meets the eye. I'm gonna catch him. It's not even nighttime. I mean, it's broad daylight. Where are the guards?
I own Hollyfrost Farm outside the city. It's honest work, if a bit dull.
What happened?
What a waste.
Here we go.
Oh, here we go. Oh, now it's a big deal. Quick, arrest me. Arrest this man. He bonked me with the fishing pole. Go f yourself. This is out of control. I can unironically say for the first time in this entire series, I live in a society. You want to help me, guard? Most wanted killer in town? No, just let him run. You just lay out, let him walk away. You know, after countless hours in this city, I started to think maybe the Nords aren't really as bad as people say. Well,
crimes against Skyrim and her people. What say you in your defense?
Fresh fruit and vegetables for sale. Oh, cookware, knives, another good.
if taking out the greatest terror this city has ever seen won't give you the respect you deserve, maybe you can fulfill all that emptiness in your soul with unbearably large sums of money. In the background of all that sleuthing, our dark elf friend has spent 5 hours running the loop I showed you until profitability, spending every perk point possible within the enchanting and speech skill trees. I've calculated that you can make roughly 750 gold for 2 enchanted battle axes. At that price, it'll take roughly 2,666 2/3 battle axes to reach 1 million gold, and at roughly 3 minutes to acquire 4 filled soul gems, purchase iron ingots, craft some axes, enchant those axes, sell, punch, and sell again, 666 2/3 loops. At 3 minutes per loop, you're looking at a max efficiency millionaire time of 33 hours and 20 minutes if you can avoid all other responsibilities in life. Remember that this is with speech at level 50, so it's possible to make that million even faster, but I'm guessing that you'd rather actually live in Windhelm than attempt to do this. So right, we've cracked the code to becoming a gluttonous millionaire in the city of Windhelm, and maybe it does send a message that we can dominate the Nord economy as a legitimate business person, but now that you've reached apex predator levels of capital gain, the only logical next step for a titan of wealth who's out of touch with the basic needs of the average civilian and has completely forgotten the people that helped get them to this point is to sign up for a career in representative democracy. Well, more of a true majority rules democracy, but implementing your own political culling system in Windhelm will surely help rid this place of all who will stand in your way to social dominance. You'll have to come up with your own system for this, but conduct some interviews around town and make a gut call on who stays and who goes. I employed my Twitch chat to let their voices be heard and help me create a perfect Windhelm for all. If the NPC in question is voted to be eliminated, I'll spin a wheel deciding how they get eliminated. God, I love democracy.
To bring Ulfric his rightful glory, I would hammer 1,000 shields.
How does Angle die? Sophie, you might want to get out of here. Unless you want to be on the wheel of death, Sophie.
I lost my family years ago. Truth is, I don't really know what keeps me going. And obviously, you have Ulfric, the Jarl and future High King.
Y'all heard that? I vote no.
Our little girl died recently. I've been shouldering my days with strong mead.
Will Torbjorn face the wheel of death for being a sad boy? He hates Argonians? 25 seconds. Will Torbjorn survive? Will he make it? Oh my god!
Get out, or I'll call the guards.
Go, 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 go. Oh, that was close.
You trying to hide? Because I can see you plain as day.
Target acquired. He catches us leaving. Stenvar, come on, you're gonna ruin the whole mission. I'm so proud of this community. We should do the rest of his family and just, you know.
I've been a bit out of sorts since our daughter was taken from us.
Assorted fruits and vegetables.
I don't know why I'm letting you guys make this call. I feel terrible. How will Tova go? Oh, no, man. No, wait, she's essential. We will pass your punishment on to your daughter, Nilsine.
I've been a bit out of sorts since our daughter was taken from us.
Which one?
Hi there. Please, won't you buy a flower?
Sophie stays. Some of you have a heart. I'm very proud of you, chat. Now to the 46% of you, come on now. Come on.
Every time I look at you, my blood boils. Working in Windhelm is great. I get to see Ulfric up close. Every Nord should admire Ulfric. I never expected Ulfric to live up to his legend, but he does.
She's a huge Ulfric simp.
No, how'd I get caught? She's still working. No, she's doing her job well. She's still doing the wheel thing. She's still, you know, the power to put millions in your bank account. A murder mystery solved, solved again, and then solved a third time. A population quelled to your liking, democracy established, and pollution is at its lowest level in years. Of course, there's probably plenty more available in Windhelm that I missed in today's video, but this was just my story. Now it's your turn, and you can go whichever direction you please. Until next time, I'm probably just gonna hang out around here with my new, slightly more dead friends. I hope they don't get annoyed with me.